the brave little seahorse. Far beneath the waves of a sparkling blue ocean, there lived a little seahorse named Sandy. Sandy was smaller than most of the other seahorses in the coral reef, and while the other seahorses could swim fast and strong, Sandy was often slow and delicate. She had a long, curling tail and a soft golden hue, but her small size made her feel invisible in the big ocean. One day, a strong current swept through the reef. It stirred up the sand and made the ocean murky, and all the sea creatures were in a panic. The bigger fish darted away, and the faster seahorses swam to safety. Sandy, however, was caught in the swirling current and found herself being carried farther away from the reef. Sandy was scared, but she held on tightly with her tail as the current pulled her along. After what seemed like an eternity, the current began to slow, and Sandy found herself drifting into a dark, deep part of the ocean she had never seen before. The water was cold, and the silence was eerie. Sandy looked around, realizing that she was completely alone. Where am I? Sandy thought, her heart racing. How will I get back to the reef? As she looked around, she saw something shimmering in the distance. It was a beautiful coral cave, glowing with soft blue light. Sandy swam cautiously toward it, hoping to find some shelter. But as she got closer, she noticed something that made her heart skip a beat. Trapped inside the cave was a large, trapped starfish. The starfish was stuck, tangled in a net that had been abandoned by fishermen. It wiggled its arms, trying to break free, but it couldn't move. "Help! Please help!" the starfish called out in a soft voice. Sandy's fear began to fade as she swam closer to the starfish. She might be small, but she couldn't leave someone in trouble. "Don't worry," Sandy said, her voice trembling but full of determination. "I shall pie you." Using all the strength in her tiny tail, Sandy wrapped herself around the net. She tugged, pulled, and twisted with all her might, but the net was tough, and it didn't budge. Sandy was exhausted, but she refused to give up. Just then, a group of friendly fish appeared from the shadows of the cave. They saw Sandy struggling and immediately rushed to help. With the help of the fish, they all worked together to untangle the net, carefully freeing the starfish. "Thank you, little seahorse," the starfish said gratefully, her voice full of joy. "You saved me." Sandy smiled, feeling proud. "I couldn't have done it alone," she said. "We worked together." With the starfish safe and the cave now peaceful, Sandy felt a warm glow inside her. She realized that being small didn't mean she couldn't make a big difference. She had shown bravery, not by being the fastest or the strongest, but by never giving up and helping others in need. The friendly fish offered to guide Sandy back to the reef, and together, they swam through the ocean, eventually returning her to the warm, safe waters of the coral reef. The other seahorses welcomed her back with open fins, amazed by the courage and determination Sandy had shown. From that day forward, Sandy knew that even the smallest creatures could make the biggest impact. She may have been small, but she had a heart full of bravery, and that was all she needed to be a hero.